What's up, everybody? I'm Josh, and this might be kind of a long video, so let's just get right into it. So we've been mentioning it for the last month or two that we've joined up with extralife.org to help raise money for the Children's Miracle Network, more specifically the MUSC Children's Hospital. So with that said, on Saturday, November 7th, we will be doing a 24-hour live stream on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Triforce of Chaos. Link in the description. As part of Extra Life's National Game Day event. And we've been going through all of our games trying to pick the ones that, we want to play for that day. I know we've already announced a couple of games that we knew from the start that we wanted on the list. But now we have a finalized, or mostly finalized, complete list and schedule, as well as a couple of incentive challenges. Also, keep in mind that all the time frames that I'm going to list are estimates, and that if you notice that times don't seem to add up correctly, it's because we've included a 5-minute setup time in between each game. All times are also going to be listed in Eastern Standard Time as well, so if you live in different time zones like Central, Pacific, Mountain, or whatever, make the adjustments as necessary. So let's get started. We're going to be kicking off at 11 a.m. on Saturday morning with a quick game of 10 frames bowling on the Xbox 360. This is a Connect game, and Aaron and I will be playing one round with no incentive challenges, and it should only take about 15 minutes. There really isn't anything else to say about this title except that we think it'll be a good way to loosen up for the next 24 hours. Then following that, at about 11:20 a.m., I'll be doing a full play of Sonic 3 and Knuckles on the Xbox 360 as Knuckles, which should last about an hour and a half. Once again, no incentives for this playthrough, and just to clarify, I will be doing a full play, not a 100% run. This means I will be doing every level from the beginning of the Sonic 3 campaign to the final boss of the Sonic and Knuckles campaign. The difference between this and a 100% playthrough is that I will not be guaranteeing that I'll get all the Chaos and Super Emeralds. However, I won't be avoiding them either. If I can get them, I will, but I won't be trying over and over to get one specific one or go out of my way to get them. Then after that, we're going to jump over to the SNES and play some Kirby Superstar, which will start at about 12:55 and last about 2 hours. This will be another full play, but it will not include the Arena, the Samurai, or the Megaton Punch minigames. However, this game will feature our first incentive challenge, which will be if we get at least $100 in donations before starting Milky Way Wishes game type, then the Arena Boss Rush mode will be added to the playthrough. So I'll be controlling Kirby, and Aaron will be controlling the helper character whenever it is he feels like jumping in. As for the Arena, if it gets added, we're only going to play through until we either get game over or complete it, whichever happens first. After that, we're going to be starting our 2.5-hour Super Mario All-Stars block, and the next 4 or 5 games will be from the Super Mario All-Star cartridge on the SNES. So to start the block off at about 3 p.m., Aaron will be taking the controls for his first attempt at speedrunning Super Mario Brothers. He's given himself 15 minutes just in case something doesn't go right or whatever. But, like I said, this is his first attempt at speedrunning it. As far as I know, he's not doing any practices, so this will be a true first attempt. Also, there's an incentive that if we have raised $150 before he reaches World 8-4, which is the final castle, then I will play Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels until either game over, until game over. Immediately following Aaron finishing Super Mario Brothers. Additionally, there's also a character bid for lost levels. So make sure when you make a donation that you leave a comment on whether I should play as either Mario or Luigi. If the incentive isn't reached, however, Aaron will continue playing and start up a playthrough of Super Mario 2. Or Super Mario 2 America, or whatever it's called. The Doki Doki Panic clone. And that'll start at about 3:15. There's no incentives for this game, and he will be utilizing the warps. And he says it'll last about an hour. So after Aaron finishes Super Mario 2, I'll be back in control for a little while playing Super Mario 3. I'll be using the warp whistles, probably. And playthrough should last about 45 minutes, and it'll start at about 4:15 with no incentives. Following Super Mario 3, I'll be starting a 30-minute Star World run of Super Mario World at about 5 p.m. There are 2 incentives for this game. If we've raised $250 by the time I complete Super Mario 3, then I will include the special world in Super Mario World. If we raise $500, then Aaron will join in and we'll make this a 2-player run. And once again, incentives must be met by the completion of Super Mario 3. Then at 5:35, Aaron and I will be moving to the Nintendo 64 for a 2.5-hour full play of Rampage World Tour. This is an awesome game. It's funny. We're going to have a blast playing, so make sure you tune in for it. There are kind of 2 incentives for this as well. There is an incentive to bid on what character we should play as well as what color character. Once again, if you make a donation and you want to have a say in any of the incentive challenges like this, make sure you leave it in the comment section. And right now I should have pictures of all the different character names and the colors that they're available with on the screen right now. And if you haven't noticed the pattern so far, bidding for this ends at the end of Super Mario World. So when me or Aaron, depending on if that incentive was met, when we start fighting Bowser in the clown car, that's when we'll start looking at the comments to get ready for this. Then at about 8:10 p.m., we'll do another co-op full play for about an hour in South Park for the Nintendo 64. And once again, you can bid on character selection, which will close at the end of Rampage World Tour. However, while we were testing this, some issues came up. And if we cannot resolve those issues, this game might possibly be removed from the schedule for that and a few other reasons. If it does, all the following games will be moved back in their respective time slots. We do have some backup games on a list ready to go, so we might throw one of those in its place. So if we come to a definitive decision between now and November 7th, we'll make an update. But saying that nothing goes wrong, after South Park, Aaron will be back in control for about 3 hours, and he'll be playing Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and we'll be back on the SNES at 9:15. There's incentives for this. You can bid on what the file names should be, and the highest bid amount will be the one that Aaron actually uses as a playthrough name, and the next 2 highest amounts we'll enter in the other 2 file slots, so they'll still be there. And by the time Aaron finishes A Link to the Past, it should be close to or after midnight. So at about 12:20 a.m. Sunday morning, I'll be back in control and I'll be playing the Rare Replays version of Conker's Bad Fur Day, which to my understanding is an exact port from the original Nintendo 64 version, which means it's uncensored, which is why we waited until after midnight. Also, this will be the first time that I am playing this game on the Xbox One. I used to play it all the time on the N64 before I got rid of my original Nintendo 64, and now that I am rebuilding my game collection, I haven't gotten a copy of that yet. And I've kind of been holding off anyway since Rare Replays was coming out and it had it, so yeah. Anyway, because it's been a long time since I've played it, I've allotted 4 hours to finish it, and there are no incentives for this game. If I end up finishing early, hey, that's great. We'll just get into the next game even quicker. Of course, that also goes for every other game if it gets finished quicker. So, saying it takes the whole 4 hours, at about 4:25 a.m. Sunday morning, I'll be continuing through the night with Resident Evil Revelations 1 on the Xbox 360. Once again, no incentives, and this will go on for about 2 hours. I've never played Resident Evil Revelations either, so I don't exactly know how long it should take to beat it, so we'll see what happens. Then Aaron and I will return to the Nintendo 64 for about 45 minutes at about 6:30 a.m. for a quick round of Mario Party 3 with no incentives. Then I'll be going back to the SNES for about 3 hours for me to do a full play of Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. That'll start at about 7:20 a.m. and we'll have no incentives, and once again, this is a full play, not a 100% run. So I am not bothering with getting all the flowers, the red coins, stars, all that crap. I'm just playing from World 1-1 to World 6-8. And then to close the 24-hour stream at about 10:25 a.m., Aaron and I will do an all-cups 150cc playthrough of Mario Kart 64. However, if we raise $1,000 before I finish Yoshi's Island, then we'll do this with mirror mode activated, which should be fun because I talked to Aaron about it and he has never played Mario Kart 64 with mirror mode on, and he is going to love Toad's Turnpike if we can get mirror mode on. So help make Aaron's morning extra special by getting that $1,000 in before I finish Yoshi's Island. But wait, there's more. If we hit our goal of raising $1,500, then at any point during the stream, a bonus game will be added. If we can get $1,500 before the last trophy ceremony of Mario Kart 64, then I will immediately start a 70-star run of Super Mario 64. Keep in mind that by this point, excluding any little catnaps that I can get while Aaron's playing, I'll have been up for well over 24 hours at this point. So I'm going to be tired, but it's going to be fun. In fact, we think this whole stream is going to be fun. We've got great games picked out, and we've got some other little things that I'm working on for like little commercial breaks while we're doing setup. You know, you can still watch something instead of just watching it like a please stand by screen or whatever. So it's going to be fun. So, you know, make sure you mark it on your calendars and all that. But there's one more thing. If we somehow raise $5,000 before I complete the 70-star Super Mario 64 run, as in, if we cross the $5,000 mark before I enter the final Bowser level, then I will endure the challenge and fight the sleep away until I get all 120 stars and show off the Yoshi bonus in Super Mario 64. So that's pretty much the entire schedule and all of the incentives. Also, keep in mind that all of the incentives are stackable when you donate. So that means that if you donate like $5, that goes towards every incentive that's still available. For example, if you donate because you want to see me play as Mario when I'm playing Super Mario Lost Levels, but you also want the name of the file in Link to the Past to be like Zelda and have Aaron play as Kenny when he's playing South Park, then you can put all of those in the comments of one donation. Once again, in case that was a little confusing, if you can only afford to make one donation, you can have input on every single incentive as long as the deadline hasn't passed. Plus, like the raising $1,000 before I finish Yoshi Island, then Super Mario will be added. That is from start to finish. That's not a specific, like, there's a separate $1,000 goal like AGDQ and SGDQ does. We're not doing it like that. It's all one lump sum. But anyway, the links to mine and Aaron's pages are in the description below, and they're in the description in pretty much all of our videos. It also doesn't matter which one of us you choose to donate to as far as the incentives go. And you can start donating now if you want to, and it'll still count for National Game Day. So make sure you start getting those donations in, and you can start now. Actually, the earlier you start, the better chance you'll have of your incentive choices being the ones that get made. So with all that said, we hope that you'll join us on Saturday, November 7th, and make sure you spread the word. Once again, if you want your incentive choices to be the ones that get picked, get your friends to donate and tell them about the incentives and, encourage them to pick what you pick. And, like I said earlier, we're doing this for the MUSC Children's Hospital, which is part of the Children's Miracle Network. And just to be clear, all of the donations you make go straight to the hospital. We don't touch any of it. It doesn't come to us and then we send it to them. It goes straight to their account. So, with all that said, hopefully you'll join us, because that's what we're doing it for, and we're going to play some games and hopefully entertain you. So remember to spread this video around to your friends, share it on Twitter, Facebook, whatever other social media stuff is out there. Share the links to our Extra Life pages. Do whatever you can to make everyone aware of this event. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. All the links for everything's down in the description below. We also have a merch shop down there, which is currently in the process of being changed over, but whichever merch shop is operational on the day of the stream, our entire profit margin from any merchandise that's purchased during that 24 hours will also be donated. So if you go and pick up a shirt, and these aren't the exact numbers, but if you go pick up a shirt and we profit, let's say $5 from that shirt, then that $5 is going to go straight to MUSC Children's Hospital. Also, before I close this video, and keep in mind that this is not 100% confirmed yet, but I've been working on some things, and we might have a couple of giveaway items set up to give away during the stream. But if this does go through, giveaway items will only be available to people that donate. And I think we were told we have to give a minimum donation limit for some of the items. So when we get more information on that, we'll definitely let you know. So once again, share everything. Start getting your donations in, and stay tuned for any upcoming news, and join us on Saturday, November 7th. We will be starting the main stream at 11 a.m. If there's some interest, we might do a pre-stream thing as well. So comment below if you're interested in that. And thanks for watching, and catch you in the next video.